When the wheels roll through the frog on a turnout, what happens is the wheel rolls along onto the wing rail that's shown in blue here. And it rides along the wing rail until it catches the point of the frog, shown in green. Now you can see that at no point is the wheel able to drop into the flangeway, into the gap between the two rails, because it's firmly supported on those two rails. So it just rolls along the wing, catches onto the frog point as it's handed off onto the frog rail, and it rolls through. And because of this geometry, it will ensure that the equipment will roll through the frog without any bumping or dropping into the flangeway in the frog. Now from this you can see that it's key that the flangeway is as narrow as possible and the tread of the wheel is as wide as possible to allow that to happen. It allows the wheel to roll down the wing rail, span across onto the frog point, and then roll onto the frog without any bumping. A turnout built close to the NMRA specifications, or right on, as ours are in the Fast Track assembly fixtures, will maintain all the relationships necessary to give you a smooth running track work when you use wheel sets that are set to the NMRA specs. And most of the newer wheel sets available today, right out of the box, are compliant. However, little track work is. Now I'm also going to show you the same thing with the RP-88 or Code 88 wheel sets running on a turnout built to the same specifications. Now you can build a turnout to different specifications to work well with RP-88 wheels, but an out-of-the-box ready-to-run turnout or one built in our fixtures might have a little bit of trouble, and I'm going to show you what's going on there. Okay, here's the same wheel set. These are the RP-25 Code 88 wheels on the same turnout. And I'm just going to roll them through, and you're going to see how with the narrower tread on the wheels, there's less contact at this critical location when the wheel is handed off between the wing rail and the frog point. We get in real tight. You can see that it's possible for the wheel to drop down in. Now this turnout that's drawn here, being drawn on a CAD system is 100% precise, but a ready-to-run turnout or one you build yourself, there may be slight inconsistencies in it, and it may cause this wheel to drop down in there. Now this will be especially true if the frog point isn't as sharp as it should be. Shown here is what a frog point of some of the ready-to-run track work sometimes looks like, where it's a little bit blunt, as you can see in the end. You can also get this too when you're building your own track work if you're not careful to ensure that you got the sharpest possible frog point. And where this really has an effect, especially with Code 88 wheels, is as the wheels are rolling through here, you can see that it's completely unsupported in this area. Right here it'll bump. It'll drop down into the frog and then click onto the edge. And that little bit of bumping action can be the source of some trouble. One way that some of the ready-to-run track work gets around this is they actually will fill in the frog. The frog flangeways will actually be filled in with plastic when they cast the turnout. And this serves a couple of purposes. One, it aids in construction of the turnout. It holds everything in place. And two, it'll solve some of the wheel drop problem. And that as the wheels roll through the turnout, it'll actually roll across this fill that's in the bottom of the frog. One of the problems with this is if the wheels, if the flangeway diameter on the wheel, not the flangeway, the flange diameter on the wheel is a little bigger or a little smaller than it's supposed to be. And that can vary from one manufacturer to another. And what will happen is as the wheels roll through the turnout, you'll get a bit of a bump as it rolls along and hits on here. If the flange diameter is a little bit too big, it'll actually lift up as it comes through the frog. And if it's too small, it'll still drop into the frog. So it's not the best workaround possible. But it is used by a lot of manufacturers, and it's used for that reason. The best way to use the Code 88 wheels is to actually build a turnout for that wheel with a narrower flangeway through here. And I'll get into more detail on how to do that and the repercussions of doing that a little later on. So as you can see that there's a definite relationship between the wheels and the track work it's running on. It doesn't matter how well you build your track work, it's only going to run as good as the worst set of wheels on your layout. So you want to make sure that you have all those wheel sets set to your NMRA gauge. And it's pretty straightforward to do. Just make sure it fits in the little grooves in the NMRA gauge and you'll have good running track work.